Before we get started, please go over to Amazon.com and grab a copy of my book, Education and Justice. If you have an African-American son in public school, you need this book because I teach you the many ways that public schools mistreat African-American boys and what you can do to help your son. So go over there and get your copy immediately.
The characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy, they look like Satan in how they act. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them.
All right, so you want to know why I go so hard in these videos, especially as it relates to black men? Because we're dealing with people who despise us, who hate us, literally hate us, and want us gone, want us out of this country, want us dead. That's why I go so hard, because it's heartbreaking when younger African-American men don't understand this and are then bamboozled, misled, deceived into supporting this regime. Very frustrating, very demoralizing. And had it not been for, hey family, do you believe in the work we're doing? Does our content speak to you? Do you appreciate our in-depth legal analysis and political commentary from an African-American perspective? Do you believe it matters to our community? Then don't just watch from the sidelines. Please click that membership button and become a member of the 2% Club today. That's right, we need just 2% of our subscribers to become channel members. For just $4.99 a month, that's less than 20 cents a day, you'll help us keep creating powerful content that defends our democracy, demands justice, and develops a strong African-American community. But if you want more, at $9.99 a month, which is only 33 cents a day, you'll get access to exclusive members-only live streams, bonus content, and behind-the-scenes updates. And for just $14.99 a month, which is under 50 cents a day, our top-tier members get access to live Zone calls, strategy sessions, and a direct voice in shaping this movement. We're not just building a YouTube channel. Folks, we're building a movement based on righteousness and justice, just what our community needs in a time of disinformation and division. So if you believe in what we're doing, click the membership button, join now. Become a member of the 2% Club today. Let's build something powerful together. About 2 million, a little over 2 million black people, many younger black men voting for these people. They wouldn't even be in office. But that's behind us now. They're in office. And I'm going to continue to keep saying what I'm saying, because when we get another opportunity to vote, we can't make this mistake again. It was made in 2016, the same mistake. 59.6% of African Americans voted. Instead of voting in opposition to the Trump regime, to the MAGA regime, many African Americans were misled to either vote for Trump or not to vote at all. And that is literally what happened once again in 2024. And that's why we are facing one of the absolute most racist regimes that has occupied the White House, definitely in my lifetime. I'm 63 years old. I heard some of the worst, deepest, most ugliest hatred coming out of white Christian nationalist mouths that I haven't heard, I don't believe, in all my life. I'm going to show you the videos. I'm going to play the videos. You're going to hear it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. You're going to hear it for yourself. And you'll see these people hate us. They want us gone. They want all non-white people gone, quite frankly, including us if they could get rid of us. And they especially target black men. You're going to hear it for yourself. It's mind-blowing. Now, one of the first things I need to do in order for you to really understand what we're dealing with is you got to understand what white Christian nationalism is. I have done several videos talking about white Christian nationalism, but I'm going to do it again today. I got to continue to keep saying this because that's what they do. They say something, say it over and over and over and over and over and over again until people start believing it, even if it's an obvious lie. And they told a bunch of lies on black men in this video. And I'm going to expose those lies. This is really serious. This is really, 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 really serious. I am warning you. I am warning you what we're up against. These people despise us. They want us gone. And you know how they talk about folks who are in opposition to Trump fomenting violence and death? That's what they're doing to black men. And you're going to hear it for yourself. You're going to hear it for yourself. When the sitting president of the United States of America say that some black men are born criminals, wow, born criminals. I mean, genetically wired to be a criminal. And the stuff that you're going to hear coming from these people who are connected, who are part of MAGA, this is very, very, very serious. Now, let's start with you understanding what white Christian nationalism is. Just because you hear the word Christian, trust me, this is not Christianity. This is a whole new thing. Now, let's get started. We're going to go to another screen. All right, white Christian nationalists say black men are murderous animals. You're going to hear that for yourself. All right, but first, what drives these people? What is their ideology? We got to understand their ideology so that we can recognize it, so that we can defeat it, so that we can refute it. All right, so what is white Christian nationalism? All right, white Christian nationalism is a political and religious ideology that fuses white racial identity with Christian faith. So they put their white identity there with Christianity and try to make it sound like it is one and the same almost. So that if you think Christianity, you think white people. If you think white people, you think Christianity. And that's far from the truth. I did a video just a couple of weeks ago about how the Bible came about, who wrote it, what part of the world the Bible came from, and I refuted this ideal of equating whiteness with the Bible, with Christianity. Go back and listen to that video. But that's what they try to do. Goes on to say, to assert that the United States was founded as a white Christian nation. How many times have we heard white conservatives, white Christian nationalists say that the United States is a Christian nation? Well, let me just say this. If it is the worst Christian nation ever. I don't know how you think you can be a Christian nation and enslaving people and beating people and lynching people. How can you say that you are a Christian nation when you are maiming people and cutting off people's legs and ears and arms and all types of things that are anything but Christianity? So they want to equate whiteness with Christianity so that they can assert that the United States was founded as a white Christian nation and must be ruled by white Christians. You see, they're using this equation, this equivalence argument of whiteness and Christianity to say that only white people should control this country, which is why they were so offended with Barack Obama becoming president, and equally offended, if not more, that Kamala Harris was about to become the president, because in their mind, America is a white Christian nation. All right, so you're understanding what white Christian nationalism is now? It seeks to preserve white dominance by using Christianity as both a cultural marker. In other words, their understanding of Christianity should determine what the culture is, and they seek to use Christianity as a tool to legitimize racial hierarchy, exclusion, and authoritarian power. So they try to justify racism, exclusion, and authoritarianism with the Bible. You know, sometimes some of you say, well, why do you always talk about the Bible? Because our enemies are trying to use the Bible against us. I'm refuting it. I refuse to allow these people to hijack Christianity, because I know Jesus is not white. I know Jesus is not a white Christian nationalist. I know Jesus is not a white supremacist. But that's the way they try to use him. So white Christian nationalism is a political and religious ideology. It's not just a religious ideology. It is a political ideology that fuses white racial identity with Christian faith to assert that the United States of America was founded as a white Christian nation. I even heard one white Christian nationalist politician say that God wrote the Constitution. I mean, if God wrote the Constitution, God is a racist, because he wrote in there that we, black people, are 3/5 humans. And we know God didn't do that, because if we read the Bible, when God made humans, he said that humans, all of us, he created in his image, not 3/5 of his image, not 3/5 of other people, but all of us have the dignity and the honor of God having created us in his image. That's really important. And so they seek to preserve white dominance by using Christianity as the cultural marker and as a tool to legitimize racism and exclusion and authoritarian power. Now, using Christianity as a cultural marker, I'm okay with that, because I'm a committed Christian. And therefore, yes, I don't want to live in a country that, honors some other religion. I do want to live in a country where Christianity, the concepts, the precepts, the commandments, the Bible principles, like, a man and a woman marrying, taking care of your children. Those are godly, biblical principles, and I am absolutely in favor of such biblical principles being the cultural marker. But I don't want white Christian nationalists with their white interpretation of the scripture saying what should and shouldn't be. So that's why I refuse to let them hijack the word of God.